What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, reports have been swirling and surfaced that former WBC reigning heavyweight world champion, Olympic bronze medalist, American heavyweight world champion, superstar boxer, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, has parted ways with his longtime trainer, former Olympic gold medalist, former world champion, multi-time world champion, Mark Breland, right? So with that said, Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, Deontay Wilder's rival, now the current WBC heavyweight world champion, two-time heavyweight world champion, British superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, has caught wind of this, and Tyson Fury has responded by saying that he would be glad to have Mark Breland assist him and his team. He wants to bring Mark Breland on, right? He says that Mark Breland saved Deontay Wilder's life, is what Tyson Fury said. And he would love to have somebody like that in his corner, who cares for him and will look out for him, right? This is what Tyson Fury had to say. Obviously, there's a lot going on with this situation between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, okay? We have glove gates, we have Watergate, we have, this guy, Martin Carefoot, coming out and surfacing with quote unquote allegations against, alleged allegations against Tyson Fury. There's tons and tons of, history and backstory with this Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder saga. With that said, there's a highly anticipated trilogy match coming up. They've already fought twice. First fight ended in a draw, which most people felt like Deontay Wilder should have been awarded a knockout victory after the way he knocked out Tyson Fury, or knocked down Tyson Fury in the 12th round of the first fight. He dropped him twice in that fight, but it ended in a draw. In a rematch, it saw Tyson Fury get a 7th round stoppage victory in which Deontay Wilder's trainer, longtime trainer, Mark Breland, threw in the towel and stopped the fight. He felt that Deontay Wilder was taking too much punishment in the fight, and so he threw in the towel. We haven't seen Deontay Wilder in that compromised position in his entire career, but that dates back to the history of this fight because we know that Tyson Fury had little to no padding on the right glove in the right knuckle area. In the first fight, he used a flappy left glove. So there's a lot of backstory here. Tyson Fury, obviously, ahead of their schedule, it was scheduled for December 19th, the trilogy match, as Deontay Wilder has a rematch clause because he was the defending world champion in that situation. So he obviously had a rematch clause. The fight was scheduled for December 19th, and now we see that Shelly Finkel, Deontay Wilder's manager, and also top-ranked CEO and promoter, who's a co-promoter of Tyson Fury, say that they're looking at February dates for the trilogy match because they want to have fans in attendance for this trilogy match. The target arena for this fight is the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium, in which it holds over 60,000 seats. It's a 60,000 seat arena in which you can still practice social distancing, obviously due to the pandemic and everything going on with that. You still can have social distancing, still can pack in about 20,000 fans with 2 seats in between each fan to practice social distancing. The Raiders, this is a new stadium they've opened up this year, but obviously they don't have fans in attendance. And the owner of the Raiders Stadium, the new Raiders Stadium, stated that if the Raiders couldn't open up their brand new stadium with fans in attendance, they weren't going to allow anybody to attend any live sporting events until the Raiders did. So he closed it for 2020. That's the reason why they're targeting 2021, because obviously there's huge purses to be paid. This is a massive showdown. And do you want to stage a fight of this magnitude with so much going on, with so much of a backstory, with so much history, and already having 2 fights already under the belt? Do you want to put that type of fight on with no fans in attendance? Obviously not, right? It's too big of a fight for that. So, Deontay Wilder was not in favor of his longtime trainer, Mark Breland, stopping the fight. He felt like he still had a puncher's chance and other things going on behind the scenes. But with that said, Tyson Fury is playing mind games, obviously, right? This is a way for Tyson Fury, to play mind games. This is all strategic in the part of Tyson Fury, and I would not be surprised if Tyson Fury actually truly does reach out to Mark Breland and tries to bring him on. Mark Breland has a history with the Crunk Gym, with Emmanuel Stewart, with Tommy the Hitman Hearns. I don't know how close a relationship he has with Sugar Hill, who is reported to be Emmanuel Stewart's nephew. So I don't know how close a relationship he has with Sugar Hill, but obviously he has a relationship with the Crunk Gym. And so I'm sure Tyson Fury, who was since a young fella in the sport of boxing, when he was getting acclimated to the sport of boxing, he and Deontay Wilder both have a history and ties with the Crunk Gym, right? Emmanuel Stewart pegged Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury to be the faces of the sport of boxing in the heavyweight division early in their career. When he saw them, coming out the mud, he pegged them to be the two that was going to take over the sport of boxing and run the heavyweight division. This was the late great Emmanuel Stewart, legendary trainer, right? Some consider him the greatest trainer of all time. So Emmanuel Stewart pegged them to be the best, right? So Tyson Fury grew up in the gym. Obviously, he made changes. He went back to his dad was once training him. Then, Ben Davison was training him. And then he after the fight with Deontay Wilder, and after his two tune-up fights with Otto Wallin and Tom Schwartz, he decided to go back to his roots of the Crunk Gym and seek out a trainer from the Crunk Gym. And like I said, there's a history. There's ties there. There's a lot going on there. So I would not be surprised if they reach out to Mark Breland and bring Mark Breland on, as Tyson Fury is saying that he would love to have Mark Breland in his corner. And don't get me wrong, Mark Breland is very educated in the sport. Mark Breland knows the sport of boxing, right? I can't see Mark Breland accepting this and going to work with Tyson Fury. I just can't see him doing it, right? Obviously, Tyson Fury will be looking to pick his brain, see what preparations, what changes Deontay Wilder is going to make. Obviously knowing that Mark Breland is close to the situation and Team Wilder, he would obviously use it as a tactic, to win his battles. You understand? So it's not surprising coming from Tyson Fury that he would immediately look to reach out to Mark Breland and say that Deontay Wilder made a huge mistake in firing Mark Breland and he would love to bring him on. That's no coincidence coming from Tyson Fury. That's not a shocker, right? Anything goes when you're dealing with the art of war. You understand? And so if you could get any edge that you possibly can, obviously Tyson Fury would do so. Now, I know people will point and say, well, why would Tyson Fury even need an edge, seeing as though Tyson Fury got to stop his victory in the second fight? And there's a lot of people that thought that Tyson Fury won the first fight. They thought he outboxed Deontay Wilder. I wasn't one of them. And the referee, Jack Reese, who gave Tyson Fury the benefit of the doubt when he was dropped in the 12th round, he even stated that he thought Deontay Wilder clearly won the first fight. He said he thought he landed the more meaningful punches. He was the more aggressive in the fight. He's the third man in the ring. But nonetheless, it ended in a draw, right? And so people will say, well, why would Tyson Fury need an edge when he was already victorious in the second fight? Well, there's a lot to say that why would Tyson Fury want an edge? Because overall, he was looking to gain an edge in the saga with Deontay Wilder to begin with. That's why we have the situation with the gloves, right? It's clear you can see the left glove in the first fight is flapping around and bending at a 90-degree angle. And in the second fight, you can see there's little to no padding in the knuckle area. Regardless of what people want to tell you, they want to overlook it. They want to say it's Wilder's fault and Team Wilder, they should have caught it, and, excuses and photos and things of that nature. The fact remains, anybody with any type of vision, you can see there's little to no padding in the knuckle area because you can see the print of his fingers. Point blank and period. Regardless of if it was Team Wilder should have caught it, regardless of you want to say it's excuses. You can't unsee the truth. The bottom line is you can see you can see the print of his fingers in the glove. That should never be. Point blank and period. Okay, so people, they tend to pretend that they care about the betterment of the athletes in the sport. Stepping in that ring, they risk their life for our entertainment every time they step through the ropes. But you're willing to overlook it just because you want to peg people as making up excuses, right? Any edge in any fight is unexcusable. Point blank and period, because the sport of boxing is already dangerous in itself. I don't care if it's PEDs. I don't care if it's tampered with gloves or manipulated gloves or any type of edge in any fight is unacceptable, because every time they step through the ropes, they're putting their life on the line, whether you favor one guy over the other. Point blank and period. It's not an excuse. It's the truth. Facts over feelings. If you're looking at a glove with no padding, little to no padding, why would you say everybody's making an excuse when you can see there's clearly no padding in the right glove, and the injuries align perfectly with the right glove? The injuries on Deontay Wilder suffered on the left side of his face align perfectly with the glove. Needless to say, at the end of the day, fast forward, we're going to get the Trilogy match. Everything will be on even playing field. There will be no types of tampering gloves or manipulated gloves or any of that in the case in this third fight, because all eyes is going to be, everything's going to be viewed with a magnifying glass, so the best man is going to win. But like I said, staying on the topic at hand, I'm not surprised that Tyson Fury would want to reach out and bring Mark Breland into his camp. Mark Breland is educated in the sport. Mark Breland is a knowledgeable guy in the sport. Mark Breland was a world champion himself. Mark Breland is an Olympian. Mark Breland is well accomplished within the sport of boxing. So is anybody surprised that Tyson Fury, he could bring in Mark Breland, and also on top of bringing in Mark Breland, you are a knowledgeable boxing mind. He is the longtime trainer of your direct rival. So, Mark Breland is an Olympic gold medalist. Mark Breland is a multi-time Golden Glove champion. Mark Breland is a two-time world champion. So, of course, bringing in Mark Breland, you can't go wrong with bringing him in. And like I said, he is the longtime trainer of your direct rival, of your next opponent. So I'm not surprised. But like I said, these are all mind games. It's the art of war, and everybody's looking to gain an edge, point blank and period. But I don't think, and I don't see Mark Breland, succumbing to this and, accepting this, should I say. But let's see how everything all plays out. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.